Hello, angels, and welcome back. Now, if you want to collapse time, if you want to manifest faster, if you want to be completely unrecognizable from your past self and let go of all the limiting beliefs, let go of that old identity once and for all, there is one skill you must master, and that is being able to completely detach from your 3D reality, especially if you're experiencing nothing changing yet. That means stop obsessively checking your bank account, stop refreshing your page, and stop looking for that text back that you're waiting for. Because every time you do that, you're unconsciously emitting out the frequency, the vibration of it's not here yet. And when you emit from that place of lack, the universe is only going to mirror that right back to you. But when you detach and when you embody your future self now, you don't just wait for alignment, you become an alignment. You become a walking frequency match, a literal magnet in the quantum field. You're in a state where you no longer need that physical manifestation to show up because you have so well and surely conjured up that emotion that you so desperately seek that physical manifestation will give to you. In this video today, I am breaking down the soul shifting science, the energetic mastery behind detachment. And this is the things that I want to cover today. How to shift from wanting to being, and how to train your subconscious to actually match the frequency, to match the version of you who already has that. How to ground into the present moment, and how to actually soothe your nervous system in order for you to truly detach. How to reframe urgency to trust. How to open energetic portals. How to stay magnetic even when nothing is actually happening in the outside world, in your outside reality. And lastly, the neuroscience and the energetic laws behind embodiment, behind frequency, and why they outperform hustle every goddamn time. So let's just jump straight on into it. Okay, starting with shifting from wanting to being. Here's the truth that hit me the goddamn hardest. Wanting something, no matter how badly you do, and how much of a place it comes from pure intentions and pure desire and pure passion, wanting it only and will only ever affirm to the universe you still are without that. This is the principle from Neville Goddard, which is assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not hope, not longing, assume, embody, be. Because really you can script, you can visualize, you can meditate on it, you can journal till your hand turns blue and falls off, for crying out loud. But if your nervous system is still bracing you for disappointment, then your body is sat there saying, this doesn't feel safe. I'm not open to receiving this. This doesn't feel safe. And the universe is going to listen to that above everything else. And this is why Dr. Joe Dispenza emphasizes in his work all the friggin' time that you must rehearse the emotional signature of your future self. Keep doing it, repetition, until your brain and body rewires it as the new normal, as the familiar. So you need to get clear. You need to ask yourself every minor, tiny detail to the biggest details of what that version of you is like. What are her micro habits like? What does she eat like? What does she talk like? How does she think? How does she feel every day? What does she wake up and what's the first thing she does? Even by starting doing something small today that just kind of signifies to yourself the emotional signature of that future version of you. For me, I started this rule recently where I will get up every single day and I will get dressed to the tens every single day, no matter what I'm doing. Even if I'm sat at home doing admin on my laptop all day, I'm going to dress like the woman I am becoming. Not out of vanity, not out of any other reason than just signaling to my subconscious mind, hey, I'm her. I'm already her. And okay, maybe the reality outside of me, the 3D reality, isn't mirroring back wealth or isn't mirroring back full abundance and miracles all day, every day. But I'm still going to look in the mirror and I'm still going to see myself showing up as her. And I'm going to say to myself, I am her now. It's already done. Reality just needs a minute to catch up. That's not me being delusional. That's quantum alignment. That's me collapsing time through my identity, because I know it starts first with me. That everything in my 3D reality, the people, the relationships, the obstacles, the opportunities, the blessings and the lessons, all of that is just constantly mirroring back to me the state of my internal world, of my internal beliefs, of my internal signature, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So if I truly dedicate myself to showing up as her, I stop sitting around in this state of wanting, of the state of it's still not here yet, of lack, and I shift that to a state of I'm going to be her. I'm going to show up as her every day, and I'm going to embody the energy, the emotions of her every single day, because I know that's really what I'm seeking out of these desires, is that emotion, is that sensation, is that freedom, is the joy, is the abundance. But I am a big ball of magical energy that can conjure up those feelings without needing the physical manifestation to happen for for me. I have that power. It's funny because if you look at any storyline, any movie, any book, they all kind of follow the same arc. It starts with the main character really wanting something, really seeking something, and doing the most to find it outside of them. You'll go on this whole storyline journey of this character seeking it out in all these different places, different environments, different people, different opportunities, different jobs, whatever it may be. And it always gets to the end and it always comes down to the exact same thing, that it was always within you. It was never something to find outside of you. It was never something to gain or attain that was separate from you. And that's how we shift from wanting to being. Okay, the next one, which is grounding into the presence. Because let's be honest, so many of us are chronically time traveling with our what ifs, what could have been, what should have been, what's next, why not yet? But here's the thing, the infinite possibilities, the quantum field only responds to right now, this present moment right now. The past doesn't matter, the future isn't even in existence. Therefore, every time that you manage to anchor back into your body, anchor back into the present moment, you're going to collapse the energetic gap between you and your manifestation. Power only really exists in the now. However, in saying that, there's a lot of things that takes us out of the present moment, especially in this society, especially in this day and age. We have multiple reasons in our lives, in our reality, to worry, for us to spiral, for us to be taken out of the present moment, to worry about the future, to focus and stay in the past and learn over our past mistakes. And so it's so much easier said than done to be like, just come back to the present. Everything will be great. Like, I get it. It's not going to work that way. And this is going to sound cheesy as freaking hell, but I don't give a crap because it actually works for me. I'm currently pregnant in Bali, living in a foreign country, about to have a baby, and I'm going to stress, I'm going to worry, I've got anxiety all the friggin' time. So then what I do is I allocate a 10-minute worry window. Again, I'm telling you, I already told you, it's cheesy, okay? I know. But I'll get my little notepad out, I'll get my little pen out, and I'll spend 10 minutes venting out every single thing I'm worried about. Releasing all of it, to the big things that seem like the most scariest monsters in my life, to the most ridiculous concerns that cross my mind. And then once I feel like I've removed it all and I've exhausted my notebook out, and I've released that from me, I'll close my book. Sometimes I'll do some EFT tapping to get my nervous system back and regulated and feel like I can come back to the present moment. Sometimes I'll just leave it there. I don't need anything else. But you're human. You are experiencing the whole spectrum of emotions, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the beauty and the disasters of being a human being. And along with that comes balance. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, just be present. I'm going to tell you practices of, okay, hey, use these, because at some point you're going to shit your pants about something, or at some point you're going to get a worry or a bad thought or a shitty moment that you need to just vent. So do that, just vent. But just don't live there. Learn to let it go. Learn to release it without it consuming you, without it dictating how your day, week, month goes. The purpose in this is to really create safetyness in your nervous system, because there's way more to say about what you receive into your life in terms of manifestation, in terms of abundance, in terms of change than anything else. Because I promise you this, you will never manifest your biggest desires from a place of panic, from a place of worry, from a place of strain. Okay, next one, which is reframe urgency to trust. Because I'm not gonna lie, for me, urgency used to feel like I was being productive as shit. I thought being urgent meant that I was being really serious about my goals. And then I realized that urgency is just fear dressed up in hustle. Kind of like what Carrie Bradshaw said about the squirrel. You know, it's a rat just dressed up in a cuter outfit. That is urgency. It is your inner child screaming, if I don't make this happen, then I never will. And that desperate energy that comes along with urgency is just delaying your timeline by so goddamn much. I'm not gonna hype on about being the soft life and just sit back and just get your vibration correct and then everything will come to you. Absolutely not. You need to take action. You need to make movements in you achieving your goals, in you achieving this desired reality. Absolutely. But you need to do it from a place that feels productive to you, that feels fulfilling and satisfying for you. Because the universe will never respond to what you say you want. It's responding to your core vibration. So I'll ask you this, what emotion are you actually after? Security, peace, abundance, joy. Okay, well, you can give yourself that today, right now, if you want to. You can give yourself micro moments throughout your day of joy, of peace, of belonging, of trust, of abundance, of whatever it is that you're seeking. Because I think a lot of us feel like we need to earn our manifestations, when really that's not the case at all. We need to learn to attune our body to the safety of receiving. And I'm not saying you need to raise your vibration to the highest point you possibly can. I'm saying you need to become in alignment to the version of you that you want to become. Your perception changes your biology. When you live in in fear, your body shuts down growth. But when you live in trust, your system expands into creation. I didn't say that quote, by the way. Dr. Bruce Lipton did, but it's worth mentioning. So light the goddamn candle, scream your favorite song, romanticize your skincare routine. This is never you wasting time. This is you building up your field of receiving, because your future self is never going to come from urgency. She's going to come from surrender, from being at peace, from feeling safe, from a calm, regulated nervous system. Okay, the last one that I want to say is frequency over effort every single day. One of my absolute favorite quotes, and I've definitely said it on another video one of my absolute favorite quotes, and I've definitely said it on another video, a past time before, none of that made sense, is from Telsa. If you want to understand the secrets of this universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Now, sure, effort is going to create results in the material plane, but in the quantum field, it's vibration that leads. And when I'm talking about frequency, I don't mean that you have to be toxic positivity or fake happy. It's about choosing emotional baselines that align with your future rather than your past self, rather than the old identity. So say everything that you've ever wanted for yourself has happened. Say that's the case right now. How would you move through this moment? How would you move through this day? Okay, now you know, so act from there. Even if it's the most small, subtle ways, act from there. That means you'd post the content as though you already have 1 billion subscribers and a community of people who love and adore you. Or you'd wear that perfume that you keep putting off just for special occasions because you know there's plenty more where that one came from. Or you could simply just write yourself a past letter from your current self being like, chill, relax, everything is working out. It always does. That's embodiment. And listen, science backs it. Neuroscience shows that emotional and mental rehearsal of this strengthens new neural pathways. Literally, so your brain is treating your future as your present tense, as your now. And then over time, your body becomes the GPS that guides you to that reality, that is guiding your reality as a whole. And yeah, okay, listen, sometimes it's gonna feel fake, sometimes it's gonna feel forced. But remember, you're fighting your old identity and all those old limiting beliefs that held you back for so long, telling you, well, that's not possible for you. Well, actually, you're not someone that can have a lot of money. You're not someone who deserves that, yada, yada, yada. Your old identity is most likely the mean girl from school. And trying to boycott that girl sometimes is exhausting, and it's hard work at times. So yes, there are moments where you've got to push through. Yes, there is moments where you've got to bounce back. And I'm not asking you to be perfect, not at all. I'm asking you to be present and aware. I think that's way more powerful than perfection ever could be. Come back to the present moment and solely focus on that. Genuinely, if there's anything you take from this video, I hope it's this. I hope it's that you understand the true power that is held within the present moment. If you can keep bringing yourself back to the present moment, when you're worried, okay, that's not happening right now though, is it? When you're stressed, okay, but I don't need to worry or stress about that because it's not existing or happening or occurring in my reality right now. Back to the present moment of, oh my God, how lucky am I? I have a roof over my head. How grateful am I? My dog is sheltered and fed and loved and safe. Oh my God, I have 2 legs. How friggin' lucky am I? Coming back to the present moment and realizing and deeply understanding the true power that is held within that. Honestly, you're gonna move forward so much faster than most. Emotion, repetition, embodiment. Not hustle, not logic, not force. Because really, the only thing standing in the way between you and that desired 3D reality that you're seeking for yourself is who you still think you are. Let that version go. And even if the world doesn't see it yet, you do. You know that vision. You know how it's gonna play out. Okay, fine, you don't have every single detail and all the hows, but you know that's part of your life, that's part of your journey, that's part of your book that you're writing for yourself. So let it goddamn happen. And if you like this video, then please subscribe. Let's become friends. Give it a like, leave a comment, do what you will. And as always, I will see you soon.